Almost 38,000 new COVID cases reported Tuesday, but that is 34% down from the previous week. Senator Bill Cassidy joins us, Republican, Louisiana. Mr. Senator, you're a doctor. Does the drop in cases in New York and elsewhere mean that we're past the peak of the surge, Omicron?
Yes, we're past the peak of the surge, but don't lose focus. One, it may be still surging in your community, and two, there quite likely will be another variant too. So this is like a fight, a UFC fight. You got to get that fighter down and not let him back up. We need to keep the...
Well, with so many people, I mean, it seems like everybody I know has had Omni or COVID or whatever. Do we now have herd immunity?
Yeah, we do, but there's a lot of people that were infected with Delta or immunized previously who still got Omicron. So even though the infection typically is much milder, it still is infectious. And so I think we're going to see with these variants the ability to elude our natural protection, and there will still be a super infection, if you will, but less symptomatic.
So are we in for jab after jab after jab forever?
Well, maybe like we do with flu. Every year you get your flu shot. We would hope that this would be the end of it. But once more, just like that UFC fight, you get it down, you don't let it up.
I've never been to a UFC fight. I don't intend to go now, but that's another story. Last one on COVID, if I may. You are a doctor. It seems like the variants as we go through are getting weaker. Can we expect that weaker trend to continue?
Yeah, John Barry wrote a great novel, or book, I should say, about the influenza epidemic of 1918. That seems to be the pattern, that the virulence goes down, but the infectivity goes up until it finally settles into the background. But keep in mind, there are still people dying from Omicron. This is not something to relax about. It is something to be vigilant. Get your vaccine if you're not vaccinated. Take precautions that your local health officials prescribe. But as much as possible, let's get back to living life.
But what you've said so far on COVID seems to me to like pretty good news. So I'm going to move on to politics. The Democrats' voting reform measure, is it absolutely dead completely?
We'll find out tonight. We're having a vote roughly 6:30 Eastern time, both on first the bill itself, which will fail, and then on the nuclear option for the legislative filibuster. And I sure hope it fails. I sure hope we preserve the filibuster. That's how our United States, for over 200 years, has forced common ground that meets the needs of all stakeholders and not just a highly motivated fringe group.
There's one thing I do not understand, why you have to have ID to do just about everything, but the Democrats don't want you to have ID to vote. Last word to you, sir.
Yeah, not just that. Also, they want to have ballot harvesting in all 50 states where you can pay someone to go to a nursing home or to a homeless shelter, gather votes for your candidate, perhaps discarding votes for the other candidate. It is a way to bring in corruption to our election process.
Well said. Senator, I know it's a busy day for you, but we do thank you always for taking time out to be with us. Thank you, Senator.